There was a young woman quarantined in a hotel room with a year-old son who was being tested for a problem and a 4-year-old daughter. Her husband is away on a business trip and unable to get home. She has been relocated 4 times in 6 years, and this is the worst. She spends her time thinking about and planning a perfect move for a relocation business she wants to create. Thousands are moving to Houston. She is sure it will be a success. Her husband returns home and says, "I have an idea for a business. You will flip houses, all the houses you have remodeled sold immediately for so much money." She said, "I have a plan that is better. Creating a relocation company so transferees can move directly into their homes." I am proud to say today, I am that woman. My husband passed away suddenly, and I started my relocation design build business with a partner, Sharon Metz, and the help of my husband's dear friend from Shell, Leonard Chakine. That was May 1st, 1978, 42 years ago. This is my 3rd downturn since I've been in business. My business took off, and then came the crash in the 80s. Hundreds and hundreds of homes were on the market. I started a program, Dress Your House for Success, a quick sale. My business took off again. Realtors and I gave each other referrals, and together our businesses prospered. One of my accounts was Exxon, working with their transferees. Now many of them were being laid off or transferred to New Jersey. I was called by the HR department. Exxon would now give employees an allowance to use me to redo their homes to market. It was a very exciting time for Realtors and Adele. Then in 2007, I had just remodeled my parents' home to age in place with accessible design when my father passed away. I downsized my mom's home and relocated her to Texas, my first aging in place and senior move experience. This combo gave me jobs in the downturn as people lost their money and could not afford to go to senior communities. Families and their adult children began to live together. Realtors and I teamed up again. This time we helped seniors age in place and created new family homes. Now here we are, the new normal. All these years, I've turned major crises into business opportunities. Please join me as I share some time-tested real estate solutions and some new innovative strategies. Let us be successful together, understanding the seniors' problems and finding solutions for them and their family. The world may have changed, but the desire to be in a home where you feel good hasn't. In fact, staying home today may even mean staying well. You can click, Desiree. Over the years, I had done a number of aging in place homes. I had taken a number of courses around the country, and then world famous Cynthia Lebrock gave a course at Harvard, and I decided I would do this. And I met people from all over the world, how they were working with seniors in their community. I have trained my subcontractors, many of them that I've had since I've started in business, on how to work with seniors and the products needed to make homes accessible. I have traveled all over the country looking for new products and procedures, whether it's lighting to mimic our circadian rhythm, or hardware or flooring to make a home beautiful and accessible and safe for a senior. There are many products available, but working with a senior is an individualized service. One size does not fit all. And a perfect example is a lever doorknob is terrific for somebody with arthritis, but somebody who has Alzheimer's might not know what a lever doorknob is, only a round doorknob. Go ahead. Desiree? I turn houses into homes and homes into money for realtors and their clients. When I work with seniors, I'm not only looking for the right products for them, but a design that will add value to the home when it is ready to sell. This is my family. We gathered for a weekend together shortly after my husband passed away. Just as ARP says 73% of boomers want to help older adults age in place, so did my family. No sooner were we together than everybody said, what are you going to do? Where are you going to live? It was really quite an interesting visit. My son and his wife said they would buy a piece of land and build a house with quarters on it for me. I said, that's a little over the top. Then my son-in-law said, oh, well, we'll put quarters for you over the garage and we'll put an elevator in for you. I said, I think I'm going to stay in my own home for a while. Go ahead. This is the new normal. Grandma living in the backyard. This is the home that my kids were talking about. Families really make the decision today. The senior for years made their own decision. But as things change rapidly and things get very confusing, the adult children, and rightfully so, I've learned, jump in also with their thoughts. Seniors are all of a sudden rethinking how they want to live. They may have originally wanted to sell a house because of an illness, a death, or or a relocation. But let's look at the facts today, and let's see how some of these communities and apartment houses are affecting seniors. Some high-rise apartments, very luxurious, will not let visitors in and are really limiting the owners out. This is a major change. People are evaluating what they want for their lives. Seniors, really, many of them were very prepared for the future. They knew their financial situation, they thought about traveling, and they knew where they wanted to live, whether it was their home, whether it was a high-rise, or whether it was a senior community. Let me tell you about my last month. I have had 5 phone calls. One, a gentleman was asked to leave the senior community because they did not want his help. The daughter called me and said, we need your help fast. We're going to build a home for my father. Another senior decided to leave by himself out of a senior community. He went back to his home, which was still available, and he called me. He said, I'm leaving this home. I'll stay here until you find a home for me. Another client had a stroke. I met with them 2 months ago, and I was asked to consult, which I do often, just consult, and they wanted to know if they could add on a master bathroom to be accessible. Actually, the master bath could not be remodeled. The doors were very narrow. It would need major reconstruction. And the children were all sitting very nicely and said to the mother, because the father was in a hospital, said, the only choice you have is to go to a senior community. I said to her, would you live here if something happened to your husband? She said, nobody ever asked me that question. I said, well, there is a third choice. You could buy a small house, remodel it to be accessible, and it would be fine for you to live in. I just received a call from them. They sold the house. They're looking for another house to remodel. Definitely a different situation today. And the fourth client, which also was asked to leave a senior community, their children are looking for a large house, so 3 generations can live together. Definitely a very new situation. Okay, go ahead, Des.
There you go.
Okay, this basically is the same as what I said, that the children and the parents, everybody is now sitting to make a decision. But this is another situation also, because the situation may have changed for the children also. They may have been laid off. They may realize they may be fearful of being laid off, and they may want to move back to Houston. The family may also think about buying a home, and they'll have live-in caregivers. This is what happened in the last downturn. You can change, Des. Des, okay. I help my clients make decisions. Crisis management does not work when a senior has a problem. And to be very honest with you, when my husband was sick, I thought I had all the answers, but I didn't. And it is very hard to do crisis management. I help my clients, I meet with them, and I really spend a lot of time with my clients and their children sometimes. What are the needs? What are the physical challenges before they think of buying a house? What are the anticipated challenges? Do they have a disease? What is the tax situation? Again, what are the family needs? Are the generations going to live together? What is the budget? And do they need to downsize? Do they have years and years of things in the house? And who will help them organize the move? I just got a call from somebody to help the mother downsize and relocate fast. The desires. Everybody's got lots of dreams, but now families may be living together. Will there be 2 cooks? Will there be multi-level counters? Will the master bath need an accessible shower? Will there be a garden? Do they want a garden? Do they want a swimming pool? Options. Is it a house? Is it a high-rise? Do they move? Do they stay? These are all the options I work with my clients. And again, today, is there a multi-generational need? Go ahead. Des? The senior service industry is colossal today. I have a team of trusted professionals that I work with. A financial advisor, actually it's LIBA, an elder attorney, a CPA, senior care specialist, and of course my realtors. When we all work together, we can limit the choices and create a plan that is right for each family. My clients can see the choices in products and procedures, again, helping them make these decisions. And I must say very honestly, this is not unlike when I work with people today relocating. They need to make decisions quickly, often in a week. And now seniors asked to leave senior communities are having to make decisions quickly. Let us help them make the right decision and the good investment. Like my client with the stroke, they will be making a good investment. I also had a client call me. Her husband fell and she needed to possibly have an elevator put in the house. Within the week, I had my elevator contractor, an architect, and a contractor visit the house. What were the options? What were the costs? Does she move or does she stay? That's what I'm there to consult with my clients. Desi? This is a perfect example of an interesting house that you will see in 77079, 77024, 77096, or really in most communities in Houston. A realtor says location, location, location. I say facts. If people have the facts, then they can make a decision, and the right decision. The right decision for a budget, the right decision for a location. Seniors today want to live where their friends are, where their families are, where their physicians are, where their houses of worship are. These are major decisions. What is the right budget for the house, especially if it needs to be remodeled? These are questions that I work with realtors. We work side by side to get the facts together and figure out what is the best decision. We need to know what the deed restrictions are. Can a house be built in a backyard? Can an addition be put over the garage? Can the garage be built out? I will tell you, I had a client a couple of months ago from Argentina. He was building out the garage for his mother in Bunker Hill. I said, oh, would you also want us to give you a bid on the carport? He said, what do I need a carport for? I'll just park my car on the lawn. I said, no, that's not a deed. That's not permissible in Bunker Hill. My realtors help me get the right answers quickly. And again, what is the resale ramification when we do additions to the house? This is a perfect multi-generational house. It has a master down, but it also has a very large room and bathroom upstairs. I have remodeled a house like this multiple times. I originally did it many years ago, and I moved the family upstairs, the children upstairs, the grown adults, and the seniors moved in. I did this with an Exxon move. There were many people coming from overseas with their families. And believe it or not, I used the little study as the bedroom for the senior. I used the master bedroom as the living room, and the little passageway, the dressing area, became the kitchenette with a microwave, put a sink, a garbage disposal. I did it really quite a few of them, and then the city came in and said I was building 2-family houses. So they put an end to that. But now it is really very popular, and I did it in the last downturn. Des? This is an interesting job. One of the things that I do is after I remodel homes, I help the realtors sell these homes. I go to open houses to tell the clients, to tell people looking at the houses what I have done. This house has an addition and an elevator in it. I went a couple of weeks ago to the open house, and I said to the realtor, you're missing the boat. The newspaper said people want to get out of senior communities. I said, advertise this, bring grandma home, a 4-bedroom home with an elevator and 2 master bathrooms upstairs. Another home that I redid for a senior to age in place, when they decided to downsize and go to a senior community, I went to the open house and I met with the different people looking at the house and explained what I had done to make it accessible. This is a perfect house to remodel for a senior. You see them all over Houston in all the zip codes, 77079 especially, 77024, and certainly 77096. This house can be used for a senior to age successfully. It can be used for a couple. It can be used for co-housing. This is the new normal. When I went to the National Association of Aging, I was amazed at how many companies there are across the country that match seniors to live together. Very interesting. Or you see many college students also living with seniors. If you think of 7796, right near the university area. Let's go. This is an interesting story. You'd think this is just a fabulous place to live. My clients decided they wanted to go back to the community where they came from, where their friends and their family were. They got out of this high rise. They bought a small home. They didn't even care that it flooded, remodeled to age in place. She missed her backyard and her friends. So we really have to be open to different situations. Seniors, once they have downsized, it is my experience that they can move more than once, okay? It's not like seniors are going to move from one house to a senior community and that's it today. I have moved a number of seniors more than once. I've moved them to a high rise, I've moved them to a small house, and then a high rise, and then a senior community. So really, realtors and people working with seniors, they are a great industry, and so are their friends. The referrals are terrific. And I will tell you a specific job that I did. I worked with my gals, helped this gentleman downsize. His wife had a stroke. We relocated them to a senior community, redid the house to market, sold within the month. I think we all have to be excited about the future and think about different alternatives and keep our minds open so our clients will also be able to have new and different exciting options. You can go on, Desiree. This is an interesting situation. This is someone whose home I remodeled to be accessible many years ago. She was one of the first clients that I had when I finished with Harvard, my course at Harvard. And we downsized the home, and then she put it on the market to sell after, I think, 12 or 13 years. And then we organized the move to a senior community, bought new furniture to suit her. She had Parkinson's. And it was really a wonderful experience. And the last client that I worked with, he had Parkinson's, remodeled the greenway for him to be accessible with new products and procedures, helped them downsize, moved them, and then staged the house. I also was there with the new people looking at the house. House sold quickly. I had remodeled the house before and explained to the clients what I had done, and they were thrilled. Des? I either have Moving with Ease, where we help people downsize and relocate, or Relocate and Renovate, a design-build company. We have a turnkey solution for their clients. Does anybody have any questions? And thank you all.
So guys, feel free to ask questions. You know, we have a chat area here where you can ask questions. Put your questions in the chat area. It's easier if you do it that way. Or if you need to go ahead and unmute yourself, if you find it's easier to just unmute and ask and then mute yourself back. Feel free to ask Adele any questions that you might have.
Do you work in the entire, I don't work up north and I don't work towards Galveston, but I do consult online.
And you have another question right above that from Christy. Christy wants to know if you—
Yes, Christy, I will keep you stocked, and anybody else. I do have brochures, and the prices when I work with people, I certainly consult. And the other thing is I give referrals, and my realtors give referrals, and we certainly work together.
And
I am in a big office, so I actually do come by and I do guest speaking. I have a wonderful PowerPoint to tell you all the different parts of my business and how we work with realtors, and I would be delighted to do that with your office. I do it many times. In fact, 4 speaking engagements were canceled in the last month.
you can get her at Adele at relocateandrenovate.com.
I don't work in the North area, but I did have a client, actually the one with the elevator, that wanted quarters up north, and I worked with an architect, and we sort of worked long distance, and the children hired a contractor, but I did the design and I did the plans and the product selections.
They would like to know, do you give an example of a challenging customer and what hurdles you faced with that challenging customer? Steve Brody is asking.
Which one? Steve Brody.
Of course,
Steve
I have
Brody
to tell
and
you,
his
Steve
wife.
is asking.
Well, Steve, you're a perfect example. I have worked with Steve and his wife 3 times, okay? His wife called me up. They're delightful, and they're still my friends. And she, perfect example. She wanted to, they have a townhouse, and she couldn't decide whether to move or to stay. And she was really interested in relocating. This was a number of years ago to a high-rise. And she said, you know, we have 3 floors. And at the time, she said, I really play cards with people of different ages, and they have a problem coming up to my living room. But I have wonderful storage, and I love my house. Okay, well, what we decided to do was to take out a closet, put an elevator in, and I put a whole row of built-ins, and she had more storage than she ever had before.
Oh, nice.
And I also remodeled their master bathroom so they could age in place. So,
nice.
And they were so challenging, I can't begin to tell you. But especially Steve. No, I will tell you very honestly how I work with challenging clients.
Don't exaggerate it, Adele. We were easy to work with.
No, they were terrific. I love working with them and I love knowing them. But I will tell you how I work with challenging clients. The most challenging clients I have had within the last 6 months have not been my clients, but have been the clients' children, who are sure they know how the parents should spend their money and what they should do to remodel their homes.
Oh,
They have taken the information off the internet.
oh
And they're
dear.
sure this is the way these are the products the parents should use, and this is what they should do. I came to the house and the daughter had a handful of products that she felt her parents should have. And I have to tell you, some of those products would have been very dangerous to put in the high rise. And then she was not thinking down the road that her father could conceivably be in a wheelchair. She was busy asking me how to make the closet suitable and expand the bathroom. And I sat down and I said, I think you have to look beyond next month, beyond the month after. This is where they've come to this high rise to age in place. Let me give you suggestions that I think will be suitable for your parents. And it was a challenge, and we worked together beautifully once it was finished.
I've got a question. Do you prefer large jobs like remodeling an entire home or room rather than smaller jobs like just helping with individual changes like adding lighting or a few grab bars, etc.?
I don't add a few grab bars. I recommend people that I work with that are very suitable to do that. Some of them are, actually my plumber does grab bars. I help people in the design area find the right grab bars for them or the right products. I prefer to do larger remodeling jobs. I do a room, I do a master bathroom, I do very often kitchens, master bathrooms, but I will give an example of working with someone with grab bars. I had someone call me recently and she wanted to know she had picked these grab bars off the internet. And I said, she was a woman that wasn't 5 feet and these were enormous grab bars. I said, I think you need to go and try out different grab bars, feel how it would be, put a chair near the grab bar and see how you would feel getting up on it.
Thank you very much, Carla, for that. Astrid asks the question, every client job is different, but what is the average cost of your remodels?
I would say my average cost of the remodel is $50,000, $60,000 and up.
Okay, next one is, I have a listing. Christy says she has a listing that is not moving and is a great one-story with a 2-master bedroom. You're making me, which is her comment. She says you're really helping her to rethink her marketing. And yes. Bonnie agrees about the children, making it so much harder on the experience working with relocating seniors.
Yes, I will say very honestly, here's a suggestion. A number of years ago, after I had taken my second class at Harvard, the first one I took, my late husband was a physician. And I said, I really gonna really specialize in age in place. I'll do relocation, I'll do remodeling, but I really feel aging in place is for me. I fell and 5 doctors said I'd never walk again when I was 50. And I felt I needed to give back. So I took this class and my husband said to me, you will get us both sued very quickly if you don't know what you're doing. And he came with me and he evaluated the class. And very honestly, years later, he became ill. And I again took another class about lighting and how to help people who are physically challenged today. And one of the things that I have learned is that it isn't easy working with seniors and their children. And I took a 1.5-year course, which was 2 years, working with a coach on how to work with seniors and their children. And I have had many challenging situations. And one, I will say, we ended up terrific together. But this is a very interesting, quick thing. So I made recommendations And we got to the house, and this woman lived in a magnificent house and moved into the Tanglewood, village of Tanglewood. And she wanted a desk, a new desk, because she had built-ins. And the children said, we have a desk in the garage that we'll give you. And this woman was horrified. She had come from a magnificent home with built-ins. And she said, I don't want your desk from the garage. And they turned around. I was just finishing this class. And the son turned around and he said, I'm a very pragmatic person. I think you need to get involved in this situation. And what do you have to say? I said, I deal in feelings when I deal with seniors. I said, one desk for $350 isn't worth the aggravation. And the only thing that I learned, one of the things I learned from my class is ask those children why they want certain things to be done for their parents. Sometimes it's a financial reason. Sometimes it's a control issue. And sometimes there are friends that are advising their children.
Very good. I got a question from Bonnie. She says, where do you go to try out those senior products like grab bars? Where would you go? Is there a showroom that you would go to?
There are showrooms all over town. I do work with Westheimer Plumbing. I've worked with them since they've started their business. They started their business at the same time I did. And so when I find new products and procedures around the country, then we discuss them together. And I know that there will be personalized service. But I do work all over with different suppliers. Some people have special suppliers that they like. But very often what I'm doing is working on a budget, and I want to find the best product for the best price, but also the best installation and the best warranty. So I often tell people, do not buy products for seniors on the internet. And here is the best recommendation. I had a client, he fell and he had a huge house in Royal Oaks, could not get from the master bedroom to the master bathroom. So we remodeled the master bathroom, but he still wanted a whirlpool tub. He sat in 13 tubs before he found one that he could get in and out of safely. His kids said, why don't you just buy one off the internet?
Oh, my goodness. Last question we have is, what course would you recommend for aging in place studies?
Well, I'll tell you, I took the SRES real estate class. This is the third time, okay? I took it once, many years ago. I gave it once. And this year, a couple of months ago, I wanted to see what was new and exciting. And actually, one of the speakers didn't show up, so I was able to talk about aging in place. But the woman who gave the course was outstanding.
Could you expand on what does SRES mean for those that are not
Senior
realtors?
Senior real estate course. And one part of the senior real estate course is aging in place. And the woman who gave the course just last month, I don't have her name, was outstanding. She was very, very knowledgeable.
Christy Borden says she agrees with you. She has it. She has that certification, and she loved the course modules also.
Yeah, this was the third time I've taken it, and she was the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she said she's like to expand on that.
She would like
Bonnie's
to know
also
why I
certified.
thought she was the best.
Why is that?
If you wanted to learn more than that, okay, there are a number of courses given by the Greater Houston Builders Association, also on products and procedures on aging in place. And I've also given and taught those. And there are some at the Design Center that I've given and taught.
Would you be interested, Adele, to teach any courses to anyone that's interested to learning on an individual basis? I'm just putting that out there. Is it something that
I do speak at real estate companies and different organizations on
So
aging
if they
in
would like
place.
to hire you to come out and speak at a brokerage, would you be interested in doing
Yes,
that?
I do that, and I have spoken, I have a PowerPoint of new products and new procedures.
Okay. Well, guys, we want to thank you guys for being here today and supporting Adele. I personally,
Thank you so much.
I'm
Thank you.
her biggest fan. I want to thank everyone for being here today. And
I just have one thing to
yes,
say,
go ahead.
and that is, as we all go forward, let us all go forward together, and let us remember the past, live the present, and trust the future. It's going to be good. I feel it will. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Thank you, Christy. Thank you, Steve.
And
Thank
thank
you,
you, my
Terry.
friends, for coming
Tonya,
on.
Bonnie,
And thank you,
Lucy,
Christy. We'll
John,
talk. Anybody who
Pierre,
wants, I
Adele.
do consult anytime, any place, because my business is originally relocation and still is. And those people come on a house hunting trip just as I did. And I know how important. And I will tell you that my last relocation client from Shell never saw the house in person. I remodeled the house. They bought the house. I remodeled the house, Skyped, found products and everything. And I will tell you, they are my dearest friends today.
I love
Thank
your
you.
story so much, Adele.
Thank
Just
you,
love
thank you, thank you.
God bless y'all. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Bye now.